2 went well. I mean, you know, as good as it could have went. This chick I see, she's like, oh, it's really good to see you again. I was really looking forward to talking to you again. I'm like, oh, here we go. They said, pretty much, you know, last time we spoke, you know, you weren't convinced that I was bipolar. So, I appreciate that. I said, because I don't identify as bipolar. I said, but, you know, here, I'm going to kick open the schizophrenic realm for you, okay? Because here's what I think. I said, I went through a full spiritual awakening to where I know damn well I am an indigo. And if you don't look into those and, you know, you can't believe these things are real, I mean, everybody's small minds and small conscious levels and fixed false or altered beliefs really keep people mad. It really keeps people angry, and it really keeps people fighting. I said, long story short, when you get into Law of One, it kind of looks like Endgame. It really looks like when you expand your consciousness and you stop and you look the hell around and you realize there is something really not good going on here. We're all being lied to, obviously. And you start questioning things, and you start looking at all these people who are conspiracy theorists, and you actually stop and you go, you know what? Maybe there's something more to this. And you just lean into it. You just look. You don't have to believe everything, but when you roll somebody else's opinion out as a delusion or just a conspiracy because your mind is unable to process what that would mean if these things these people were talking about were real, that's hurting the collective consciousness. I said, so basically, people don't understand spirituality and people don't understand these ETs. And then we got all these movies putting the truth in front of our faces so that as soon as you start realizing it, you're getting deemed crazy. I mean, I've never watched the show Black Mirror, but I've certainly seen these street interviews of Black Mirror where people are like, okay, is this real life? Did this really happen, or is this a Black Mirror episode? And people are like, oh, I love that show. But I don't remember that being in a Black Mirror episode. If that's true, that's fucked up. And they're like, ding, 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 you're right. This is actually something that really happened. Doesn't it seem like it should be in a Black Mirror episode? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what's going on. This whole world is freaking crazy. And you got these poor people like Jim Carrey out here and Russell Brand who are talking about spiritual awakening shit, and you got religious people railing against them. But when you look at them, Jim Carrey's out here railing against the Illuminati. Alright? They are railing against the same people that you should be railing against. But you're going, oh no, that's a conspiracy theory. The Illuminati's not even real. Are you fucking kidding me? And because he's talking about conscious levels, Jim Carrey, and because he's talking about what looks like might be the ultimate truth, people are pissed. You're fighting against the good fighters. And I said, it looks like the ultimate truth goes something like God, really billions and billions of years ago, God started as a collective conscious thought. And throughout the ages and the dawn of time to friggin' Mesopotamia and Atlantis and Egypt, it really looks like the truth is we've just been a falling consciousness of beings, of entities. And it looks like, I mean, I see so many people who speak law of one, who speak with nothing but respect for Jesus Christ because of what that entity or entities did and what they were. Actually, people hyper focusing on the fact that God is a guy and he had one son, and that son died on the cross for our sins. That seems to be the big holdup here. And it sucks because I see so many people who were like me going, yeah, I'm a Christian, and if Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins and for all of our sins, I appreciate that. And I'm going to try to live my life and be the best person that I can be, although I know that I'm a sinner and I'm going to fuck up. And I appreciate that. That's not good enough for these highly religious people. These highly religious people are going, no, we're going to keep fighting. You better be a better person, kid. You better quit being gay. You better quit being into biracial people because the Bible says that's a sin. Whoa. Who's delusional here? People refuse to accept the fact that that Bible and all religious texts have been so modified by this Kabbalah system that they cannot see anything but searing rage. Literally, these people are so mad and hateful. And it's fucking crazy. I said, my biggest thing was, when I was going through this shit, I wasn't understanding yet that indigos were star seeds. And when I got to the star seeds, and I understood that these people were claiming that their souls incarnated here from other worlds, it made me really stop and go, okay, well, my whole thing this whole time was, okay, you fucking doctors are gonna call me crazy for questioning this shit? What would you do if I identified as a Scientologist? Are you gonna go against my religion? How would you handle a Scientologist? What medicine would you put John Travolta on? What medicine would you put Tom Cruise on for believing that some theta or something dropped fucking people in volcanoes and shit, and they were waiting on this spaceship? But there's an awful lot of UFOs. So, what the fuck is going on? As soon as I understood that everybody who's normal is laughing at conspiracy theorists, and especially the religion that is Scientology, and I started my investigating into my spiritual awakening shit, motherfuckers better quit laughing at Scientologists. L. Ron Hubbard was not just some science fiction writer. He was a dark fucking entity. A very dark one who decided to make a shitload of money wrangling these people into some religion that has something to do with an extraterrestrial. And when you start to understand that indigos are very real, these people who are saying that their souls have come from some distant star or galaxy, and their spiritual awakening has brought them back to the memories of their missions. And oh yeah, our souls are technically of an extraterrestrial origin then. If we have incarnated here as people from other galaxies and systems that normal people's brains can't comprehend, because they're not doing the shadow work that they need to do, and they're not understanding an oversoul, then it's like, oh shit. We are literally here to combat lies. That is all. We wake up and we realize, oh shit, what's the difference between Scientology and the Illuminati? Not much. People believe that the Illuminati are working for the devil. What is the devil? God, the devil, Satan or Lucifer? It all has to do with cosmic understanding. And if the truth really is that we all started off a very long time ago as a collective thought of God, and have been trickle-down economicing throughout space and time and densities, and if that's the ultimate truth, and these Bible huggers have turned so many people into atheists and Satanists, I totally understand why people who grew up in super religious families where their parents, their father was a pastor or a reverend or a Catholic priest, and they're drunks and they're violent and they're beating the shit out of their probably gonna be gay kid going, God hates that. And now that poor kid hates God and hates himself. What the fuck have you done? You know, these religions, so much separating. It's like oil and water, guys. Literally. This Christ consciousness, it's not just a spiritual movement. It is an expansion of your mind. And when you expand your mind and you are actually able to grasp the fact that everything is just such a lie, it's very sad. And there are some people who have been so turned off by God and Jesus Christ because of these false stories that they think that Jesus was bad. They think, there are people that think Jesus Christ was actually a bad guy. That's sad. That's not good. Now, in my mind, as I've been going through this shit the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I started watching this chess game and I started playing these games because our brains are literally a combination of poppets, Rubik's Cubes, and if you've ever seen National Treasure, that fucking Resolute desk, you literally have to play games in your mind to get the fuck out of it. And so many people refuse to go look at all of this information, this ancient hidden teaching shit that is literally available on YouTube, so that they can understand what the hell is going on. It looks like, I mean, I am a conservative person. I am rooting for conservatives. However, it looks like conservatives and religious people are getting their asses handed to them right now and punished. Because it looks like a long time ago, it might have been your fault. This might have been literally created by some overreaching conservative type people. And I started going through all this shit, perfectly timed with this Jewish holiday, perfectly timed with the rise of the false Messiah over there in Israel. And I have been so shocked. I have literally handled my shit as good as I think anybody else would have ever been able to, and I guess that's why to me, but I've been watching these Antichrist figures, right? It looked like there was kind of always a team of maybe 8 to 9 really bad guys kind of working, and it almost seems like it was like a spirit of the Antichrist kind of shit going on. And if people don't want to realize that Obama was part of it, I don't know if it was Nostradamus, I don't know who the hell it was, but one of these great prophetic people throughout the years guessed that the Antichrist's name was going to be Obama, but they were off by 1 letter. So once I got out of my head to the point where I'm like, okay, Nostradamus, how in the hell, with just an open mind and the stars, did this dude come up with the shit that he came up with? And I started looking at his quatrains, and it said something about this Antichrist was gonna come to power. Something big was gonna happen in 2005. Well, then I looked, and that's when Obama hit the scene. That's when Obama started campaigning with no fucking flag pin. Remember that flag pin controversy? That should have been enough. That was your sign. And he never had a problem wearing a flag pin again after he got into office. He never had a problem with the fucking flag after he got where he wanted to be. Then I looked at another quatrain, and it said something to the effect of, this guy is going to come and do more damage than his father and his grandfather. I'm like, I'm going to check into this shady Kenyon's lineage. Then I saw that his father had some kind of hand in politics, probably doing damage. Then I'm looking at his grandpappy, and his grandpappy actually converted from Muslim to Catholic. And boom, bet that's when the Catholic, no, it was way before the Catholic Church got super infested there, long before the Vatican. Look at all the shit they're hiding. Really made this Obama shit make sense. And what is an Antichrist figure? They're anti-Jesus Christ, anti-good. But are they anti-Christ alone, or are they anti-God? And who is God? Because it seems like all of these politicians and all of these leaders are anti the people. It starts to make a lot of sense. Got Justin Trudeau up there in Canada. Look at Travis Scott. If people cannot look at Astroworld and understand that by him flipping off God and having everybody's children flip the sky off and say, fuck you, jump, kill people, soul reap, and then have some shady ass 2222, yeah, baby that's being hidden from the world while the daughter's just out there adorable, cute as a button. And there's really only, pictures of this kid's fucking feet going around. Why? I mean, if we're all just a bunch of entities, good or bad entities, and for as long as people don't want to understand this and what's going on with DNA and what kind of creatures are actually out there being made, I mean, I wonder what would happen if somebody took a picture of this kid's eyes. I mean, is it a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater they made? I mean, what the fuck is going on? All of these traumatized people are getting no justice. And these fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce and these Kardashians, Jenners, taking their pregnant asses to a soul reaping fest to maybe power up their child. I just think it's so dangerous that people are not putting these pieces together. I mean, then I have to go through what I have to go through and turn around and what the hell is the Pope doing over there in Israel? Up on Mount Sinai, however you pronounce it, creating a one world religion, and these idiots are out here creating a one world government. That all seems very anti the people. That all seems very anti-Christ-like, and that seems very anti-God-like. Now, with this false prophet, this is what I wish that we could talk about. Is he anti-Christ, or is he I just don't know. I don't know what to say about that dude. There are a lot of people who swear that this Antichrist is Christ. And it might seem impossible, but when he talks about he is the light, it makes me sick. It really makes me sick, because Christ-conscious people and people who are working for the powers of good are working for the side of light and not darkness. And this guy is truly the fucking Antichrist then. If he is saying that he is the light and he is a dark fucking entity in here lying, and Jesus Christ is going to come back and fuck him up, I can't wait. But the theories are going that this guy is supposed to bring about the truth of what is going on cosmically and who is actually running shit. It makes me very sick. It makes me suffer, wondering why I have to go through this. And my whole family thinks I'm nuts. And literally, so many people think I'm nuts because I sincerely awoke spiritually and without a doubt believe that for some reason, probably just because I'm brave and because I'm a woman, that I got tasked with at least the duties of Elijah. And what are his duties? His duties are to help restore all things and pave way for the Messiah. And I'm going through all this shit. And I didn't know how big of a name that is I saw that he was mentioned in the Bible a couple times, and you know, I seen he was a prophet, and I'm like, fuck. Well, that really sucks, because I don't identify as a prophet. I've looked at every other person in this world and been like, you can identify as whatever the hell you want. If you're identifying as a prophet of God because you are passionate about him, then that is fucking good. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like these prophets of Satan and these prophets of Luciferians, they're not wrong either. They're just rooting for the wrong side, and they're fucking bringing us down. But, you know, somebody said something like, he's gonna come back a king. He's gonna be a king. Sorry, I feel like he got thrown into a fucking homecoming queen. A really depressed one. Apparently he had really bad depression problems. I feel that. But, it's sad. What everybody in this world has to go through, and if I have to go through it on camera to show people how bad it sucks, digging your way out of your own head and maybe finding all the right answers and seeing what these freaking things have done to us, well, I don't know. I guess that's just what the fuck I have to do. And, it blows. But thankfully, I was just a server and a bartender and a painter. You know, I professionally painted before. I made more money in bars and restaurants and went back to them. And then as soon as the bars and restaurants got attacked with COVID, I'm going, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to collect unemployment forever. There's no way I'm going to play this $700 a week shit or whatever game. My kids have seen me fall, but they always see me get back up. And my dad let me borrow his charge card with the $10,000 limit so I could start my own painting business, and I did. I registered my own painting business through the state, and for the 6 months leading up to my breakdown, so much shit happened to me. So much shit happened, but I started my painting business, and I was working for dirt cheap just to try to get my name out there. You know, it really sucks as a female trying to do anything in a trade. And, my old boss who trained me literally fucking traumatized me. Ladies, if you ever start working for somebody who openly admits that they're narcissistic and that they have OCD and that they're addicted to sexual things, just get to fucking run. Fucking run. And, I'm out here interior painting, exterior painting. I'm doing kitchen cabinets. And it was like just something went wrong every fucking time, and I didn't realize I had OCD. And like I said, colors. When I walked into Sherwin-Williams and I started really seeing how many variations of colors there were out there, that literally fucked me up. It was all playing into this spiritual war I was going through that I didn't know I was going through. And my last job that I took, it swallowed me. There was so much smoke and tobacco damage from like 20 years of this place being rented by smokers. This job swallowed me, and it helped break me. It was like what led up to me feeling like I had a fucking stroke, and then being bonged into, oh, what is going on in my head. And it ruined me. I mean, it really, I still owe my dad all that money. I feel so bad. That dude ain't done nothing but help me my whole life. And it really sucks when you have really good parents and you have to really hurt them, because your beliefs change as your view of reality expands. And you gotta sit there and be a total fucking disappointment. And there's just too many people going through this. There are way too many people who are disbanding from the beliefs that they've had shoved down their throats, or not, you know, but led to believe because their minds or consciousness is expanding. I mean, we're living in a 3D world, but we're trying to move up into a 5D level of consciousness, and the more angry and hateful and closed-minded that people stay, you're bringing the squad down. Literally. Birds of a feather, man. We are all birds of a feather. And spiritual ascension and spiritual wake-ups, those are increasing. In religious, hard-held beliefs, almost look like a dying breed because of what is actually happening in the world. The stages have been set left and right. And I feel like this world government, one world government, this bullshit one world religion, it looks like their dying attempt to continue to control us, and it's going to flip people out. People are going to lose their shit over this. And literally, all I'm going to do is try to stay calm because I know what the fuck they're doing. If people would understand more what in the hell is actually going on cosmically, and where we all come from, and who God is, and who the devil or Lucifer or Satan are, that's what they don't want. They do not want us waking up, and there are way too many of us that are waking up on the side of good, and they know it, and they are scared. The powers that be are fucking terrified of us. And the divine powers up there who've been helping us and really trying to help humanity are getting sick of this shit. Every time we try to rise up, we fall. We can't keep falling for much longer. This shit's been going on since the fucking dawn of time. You know, people stuck in religion. Where the fuck is heaven? Where's hell? Do you know anything about densities? Do you know anything about the reality of this world? Ancient history? E.T. involvement? I mean, why the hell do you think Demi Lovato has 3 aliens showing themselves to her? She's diagnosed manic. She looks like kind of a wreck. She doesn't know what kind of an entity she actually is. Most people with manic diagnoses of any kind are entities. Where did your soul come from? And when a lot of people wake up spiritually, they start talking to the angels. The angels that people love and dream about, well, they're in different densities. And the people that talk to them and have connections with them, they're on fucking YouTube telling you what these things are saying. They also have strong connections to things like blue avians and Anwars and extraterrestrial type races. And it looks like every single thing boils down to it's an entity. What are angels? It looks like they are, we can say, divine. Yes, they are divine. They are divine entities. They are kind of extraterrestrial. That's what nobody's understanding. These Luciferians and these Satanes and these all kinds of things and these demons, they're also kind of an extraterrestrial nature. That's why nothing's making sense. Period. That's what I think. That's what I was ass blasted through. And I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it myself, just like everybody else. And it's kind of like a spirituality for dummies, because I didn't know that I was a spiritual person. I didn't know anything. And then I come up and wake up and it's like, shit. Everybody's spiritual, whether you realize it or not. This is affecting everybody. And for as long as you have hate in your heart, and for as long as you refuse to understand what's going on, you got shadow demons in your mind. When you have dark thoughts and when you think shitty things, if you would snag that thought up right in its tracks and go, okay, why the fuck did I think that? Where'd that thought even come from? That's how you start. That is how you start to shut your mouth and quit fighting about politics and quit fighting about religion, and you shut up and you start working on you individually. And it is scary. And there's a lot of support. There is so many people out here on YouTube trying so hard to help, because it's an inevitable kind of thing. And it's super important for millennials to understand, because we got a lot of really special entities mixed into us and mixed into our age group, and it kind of looks like our parents. It kind of looks like if they choose to not understand spirituality, and if they choose to not open their chakras and ascend to Tara or go to heaven, if they don't choose to understand that Jesus Christ is not waiting at the pearly gates to condemn you or forgive you for your sins. I mean, how in the hell can you think that a heart full of hate is going to get you through because you believed in him the whole time? I believe in Jesus Christ too. He hugged me. And it felt like he is more of a brother figure who's rooting for us to understand where he was coming from, or they. It really felt like people really need to look into this shit, because I bet he would be, wherever he is, I bet he's probably really sad about this shit. You know, if he is up there somewhere or in some other realm, probably way higher densities, if he could be looking down and seeing that people keep thinking that he's waiting at some pearly gates to judge them, and that's not actually what's going to happen. We actually just have to fix ourselves. And maybe one day he'll come back and help root for us. I mean, if that's more of our brother than our ultimate savior, and if we are our ultimate saviors here, that's really sad. And people don't want to believe reincarnation's a thing. People don't want to believe that we're just stuck here. This is Groundhog's Day, this earth. This is Groundhog's Day, guys. It really looks like the truth is we just keep freaking reincarnating here and falling. And your path, what you're living right now, if you're living a shitty life, you're projecting your next life to be shitty. But if you live a good life, but you don't understand ascension, well, then your next Groundhog's Day life here might be off to a good start. That sucks. And it's not an anti-Christ thing to say. It's very defensive of him. There are a lot of people who are talking about Christ-conscious things and talking about Law of One who are nothing but respectful. Because they understand. It's these religious people and these freaking politics that are crippling us. You know? Or I'm delusional. Or when I had a stroke and I went to Mon Valley and I begged them for an MRI, maybe they should have listened to me. Maybe they should have took my mental care better, my mental health care better, my physical, my brain. I've told them I've had a couple of different brain injuries. Nobody gave a shit because I was too young. And then, when I went to Chestnut Ridge last year, maybe this nurse practitioner should have jacked me up to 120 milligrams of Geodon, 450 milligrams of Trileptal, bunch of Ambien, a bunch of these different fucking psych meds because I was going through spiritual shit. Maybe they should have just dropped me off of those. Even Mon Valley said, as soon as you start taking this shit, your brain's never going to be the same. You cannot just come off of this shit. You can't. You have to wean down for so long. And then I go over here and these doctors are going, oh no, it's fine. We're just going to drop you off of this shit. So it feels like you're being electrocuted and it feels like you're fucking dying. And then we're going to start you on new shit 3 days later. We're going to give you 3 days without all of this other medication your body's now used to. And we're going to start you on a whole new gerbil wheel of shit. And then when that doesn't work for you, we're going to drop you off all of that. And we're going to put you on just a high dose of clomipramine and some benzos. And then when you have to reschedule an appointment and you've, hit your third strike, then we're just going to kick you out. And then you got to sit there and feel like for 2.5, 3 months that your tongue is in a fucking toaster and your whole brain is being electrified to come off of these medicines. Oh, I want to sue people. I am so mad. Because if I'm delusional, it's because my healthcare has been so mishandled by these doctors, just like everybody else's. These doctors don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I even said to my therapist today, I said, did you see the Johnny Depp trial? Because I didn't miss a minute. She said, yeah, I've seen it. I said, what did you think? She said, I thought it was a shit show. And I said, yeah, these freaking psychologists made themselves look like assholes. That was a very big piece of this spiritual awakening puzzle. That was a gift to the world. These doctors don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, I have groceries. I'm gonna go inside and make some soup because I'm sad.